Hi, it's Nicolas Cage here, and you're very lucky that you are watching the 13th Wolfman. So you're welcome. Boom!
Hey everyone, I'm the 13th Wolfman. You know who I have with me? I have Andrew Bowen. You might know him from J.A.G. He did an episode. You might you might
Did
know him from Evolution. He was a road worker in that one.
I
But
was.
there's a good chance you know him from Mad TV, at least one season of it. Welcome, Andrew.
Thank you very much, Wolfman. Very happy to be here.
I'm glad you're here. I want to start on the whole Mad TV thing because you were
Sure.
on there, but you were only there a year.
I was only there a year. Yeah, I did one season, all episodes for one season. It was great. It was a good time, but it was sort of, I guess, sort of for me, that was, um, it was a very good season. It was a good season. It was a good group of people, and I felt like, um, it was continuing. I just felt like we might be at the place where, you don't. Gosh, how do I explain that? I'm getting all like verklempt here.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't want you to.
verklempt.
Yeah, I don't want you to feel like we're putting you on the spot or anything. I
God,
just
you put me on the spot. You're just bringing up like all these memories and these things. No, no, no. No, it was great. I had really awesome opportunities so I didn't do more than one season, but the season I did was pretty amazing. It was an incredible cast. And to this day, I think it's probably one of the best seasons the show ever had, and
yeah.
not because of me, but just because we had an incredible writers' room, incredible EPs, and Will and Deborah and Mo. It was an unbelievable group of people
Mo
just
Collins, yeah.
ripping it. Yeah, because Mo and I and Michael McDonald, we all started. That was all the first year.
Oh, that was
Uh,
the first year of you, Michael and Mo, huh?
yep, yep. We all started together. So we would huddle together often, especially me and Mo, and be like, "All right,
What
hold
do I have to
hands. We'll
do?
get through it." Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he had that sucker down. I remember being in the when we were testing for it at Fox, and he had his whole getup going, and I was like, dude, that's just, and he knew it too.
You're
He knew
six
he
foot
had that crazy.
four, man. You don't look like a kid.
Yeah, you don't look like a kid, but it was brilliant. It was brilliant. So yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time, and again, I had always grown up being just sort of a goofball and doing impersonations just to sort of entertain my friends. So to be in that situation, to be able to just sort of really, because they kind of brought me on as sort of the impression guy, and
You did a
so
lot of them. I mean,
did a lot.
it was like Garth Brooks, Christopher Walken,
And
Jason Priestley, for those who remember him.
jeez, yes, 902 HO, was it 902 H? Oh, that was funny. Um,
That
yeah,
Canadian kid.
Canadian thing. Yeah. Yeah, gosh, I did Matt Damon, and I did Keanu, obviously, and
You
Nick
did Jean Claude. You did
Cage,
Jean Claude with
Jean
Will
Claude. Oh my
Sasso.
God. One True Impact, to this day. To this day, that is my favorite moment of my whole time working there. Just because we had to be so close. It was like me and Will, and it was like this to start it. Our father's dying. I know I'm sad right now. And we had to just be like this. I couldn't do it. It was like 8 takes, and we were like just dying, laughing. So, and we ended up having to get through it. And then Michael was the dad.
Exactly.
It
Yeah.
was great, and it was horrible at the same time because as soon as I walked over and I started feeding him the applesauce, he just goes, and it ripples, and I'm like, and he saw me. I could see his eye, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so screwed. I'm screwed." Because if you ever got someone that you were working with, and you were doing something that was funny, and to this day, it's still the way it is. You don't let up. It's the greatest thing in the world when you get them. That's just you've got them. And Mike had me, and it was just every take it would be more and more, and I literally like half that the entire skit, I had to look in different places because I couldn't look at everybody. Otherwise, I was just falling apart laughing. That was a good time.
Oh, that was like Tim Conway with Harvey Korman on the Carol Burnett show.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That's the stuff, like, you look at that stuff now and it still holds up. Like, it's still like, it's so great. You look at that and you go, oh my God, that's just the amount of fun, especially Tim had, because he always got him.
yeah.
Always. Yeah. And he knew him, and you could see it in Tim's eyes. You just go, bing, this little thing would click. And he would just start doing it. And Harvey was done. He was done.
Harvey would just like barely smile, and he's like, I got you now.
I got you now. Roll it in. Yeah.
Yeah. But your first movie, though, well, What About Bob?
What About Bob? Yeah.
Yeah. You wind up on the cutting room floor.
Yeah. I looked at it, like, at the time as my, like, Kevin Costner, because Kevin Costner in The Big Chill, most people don't know this, and all the young viewers or anybody who's young watching is going to go, what's The Big Chill? Yeah. I've just dated myself, but it was this great movie, and he played the dead guy in it.
Played the corpse. He played, yeah.
He had all these scenes, and he was like, this is it, this is my big moment. And then they decided it was better for the audience not to see the dead guy. So I just looked at it as like my Kevin Costner. I was like, all right, that's good.
And all you see of him is the tuft of his hair when they're brushing it at the beginning, and the cut marks on his wrists.
Pretty much that's it. You don't see anything else. And so, like, with me with Bob, I actually got more screen time, because I ended up being like the extra that just wouldn't go away. And and you could see me on the boat, and they mentioned my character's name a bunch of times. So it was cool. At least at that point, the kids in high school and the people that I knew actually, believed that I wasn't, BSing about it. But it was great. It was an incredible experience. I mean, just to have your first acting job be on set with Bill Murray and Richard Dreyfuss, two.
Yeah. Bill Murray and Richard Dreyfuss, and you're directed by Fozzie Bear.
By Yoda.
By Fozzie Bear, man. Waka, waka, waka. The thing is, he sounds like that. A lot of people don't realize that's his.
He kind of has this thing that he talks. He's kind of like that. Yeah. It was kind of crazy. It was kind of crazy and kind of cool, And I was 18. I just ate it up and had a good time, and but it was really cool. It was very cool, because it was this great dichotomy of also with and Catherine Irby, and it was being around these people that were so at the prime of what they do, and Bill's approach was radically different from Richard's.
Yeah.
but they complimented themselves.
It worked, is what you're saying.
It worked. Yeah. There was definitely moments when they didn't think it was going to work, but and also, I was just spoiled, honestly. It was like I started there, and it's just been like this the rest of the time. But they're just genuinely nice. Like, everybody was genuinely really nice to me, and it was an open set, and because I ended up being up there for almost 5 weeks, but I would only work maybe once or twice a week. So because I was young, I was like, I said, can I go down to the set and so I would go down to the set every day and just go to a different department. And be like, what do you do? I'm the key grip. What does the key grip do? And I'd hang with him, and I would learn. So by the end of that shoot, I'd basically learned what everybody's jobs were on the crew, and it was fun. It was a good time.
That's crazy. That sounds like that sounds like. Now, how old were you when you did it? That was 91. You said you're in school. So
I was 18. I finished high school. It was just towards the end of the summer after I graduated high school. I was going to go to. My parents really wanted me to go to college at that point, because I wanted to be an actor since I was like 6. So I was very, I was locked in that pocket. That was it. And I didn't really want to go do a theater arts degree. And I'd been lucky enough to get an agent when I was like 13. So throughout high school, I would either drive to New York, or I'd fly in, a couple of times a year and audition for things. And but I'd never been able to do it full time. So I did get into a college, and I said, just give me the summer, and if I don't book anything, I'll go to college for 4 years. And, and I ended up booking something, and, I made good money, and my parents said, all right, we'll go off. And so that was it.
That's great. So you've been wanting to do this since you were 6.
Yeah, yeah.
I read somewhere where this not just this. You were a dancer,
Yes.
jazz, ballet, and a little bit of everything.
Well, that's because I went to see Grease.
Okay.
John Travolta and Olivia, and I walked out and I turned to my parents. I said, I want to be like John Travolta when I grow up. I was like, that was it. I was like, I want to do that. And my father was an artist. He was a comic book artist in his soul. And he grew up in a very different time. And so he actually he could have gotten a full scholarship to art school. And his parents said, no, you're going to learn business. And so he went to business school, and my mom wanted to dance, and her parents said, you can't dance. So she didn't go to dance. So I think when their little child at 6 said, I want to be John Travolta, they were like, yes, do it. And my mom, the first thing she said was, she's like, you have to learn how to dance. And I was like, okay. And I was like, all right. Because I was like, I want to do that. So I got to do it. And I think that was great because that ended up being like the sort of, the base plate of everything. There's so much. I think even my mimicry skills and my ability to be able to learn things quickly and movement and sound and stuff is all based out of dance because your brain is taught how to watch something move in an 8 count and duplicate it quickly and continue going. And I did that for like 8 years. So not only that, I was good at dancing, which is probably why I ended up starting to have children when I was 25.
I was gonna say you probably met a lot of chicks that are like, hey, you can dance.
Yeah, you could dance. I was a white boy that could dance. It was something, and I still am. But that's a whole different adventure. It's a little bit more entertaining now than it was back in the day. But I did the dance, and it's sort of like that was sort of it was great too because I ended up going into martial arts for a while too, which is I only really have gotten to do like once or twice, and I ended up doing it for about a year, and I was able to progress incredibly fast because I was already lit. I could throw my leg like over my head, and so I could already do great kicks. And because of the dance, I would just look at what they did and be able to copy it. And so, my teacher, sort of sensei, he ended up saying, "I'm not even going to test you." He's like, "I'm just going to train you, and like at the end of the year, we're going to train you for like 6 or 7 tests," which we did in the day, and I did it all, and it was kind of crazy, and it was all just from dance. So yes, whoever's watching, learn to dance.
What kind of martial art?
Freestyle Taekwondo and some Aikido.
I took some Taekwondo when I was a kid.
Yeah. So. It was a great class. For years, I've been still trying to find some place out here that actually did it because it was just as much exercise as much as the technical aspect. I mean, we were just pounding, it was a workout. It was a workout, but that was the dance factor. That was a dance factor.
You're talking about how well dancing helped you learn mimicry. Mimicry.
I can't say it either.
Yeah. Let's talk about your impersonations for a second here. Do you find it?
Sure.
All right.
So begin, Wolfman. Let's talk about it.
Okay. So do you find it hard to? Are there mannerisms that you find hard to duplicate when?
Yeah, absolutely. There's certain people that I definitely can't do, but then there are those that I can. Yes. Like I remember once when I was doing the show, they asked me to do Tom Hanks, and I buried my head for like a week. I cried. I was like, I tried to get it into my head, and I was finally like, I can't do it. And Pat took a crack at it, and he did great. So Pat Kilbane. But yeah, there's certain people that you just can't, and then there's certain things that you just sort of you hear something or you'll get something, and it. Like I remember I was auditioning to do some ADR for Chris Helmsworth. And so I was listening to him in my ears, and I didn't know if I could do Chris Helmsworth. And I was just listening to him, and I started realizing that it was very breathy when he talks. And and he has this thing when he talks, because hello, I'm Thor, and I'm from Asgard, and you kind of can imagine when you're talking like you're Chris Hemsworth, it's your cock is just dragged across the ground because you're amazing. So you sort of hear these things and you just sort of pick up little things. It's almost like you have a little piece and you go, oh, like if I'm going to do a certain person, I'll say, I'll have one or two words and that'll be my trigger. And I don't know. It's just kind of weird. I'm just nuts. I'm just crazy.
Well, no, I mean, Dana Carvey, who does George W. Bush or George Herbert Walker Bush.
George Walker Bush.
Yeah.
Walker Bush.
Yeah. Yeah. He told a story one time that he got invited to when George Bush was in office, he got invited to the White House, and he's like, I've never said not gonna do it.
Yeah.
He's like, everyone comes up to me and says, not gonna do it. He goes, I've never said that.
Yeah. No, I think that would be that would be very interesting. I've yet to really be in front of somebody that I impersonate and just let it rip.
I was just gonna ask, have you met anyone that you've done impersonations of?
No. Way back in the day, I know that Keanu ended up. I had heard through the grapevine that Keanu had heard about what I was doing, and I think he was working on The Matrix, and him and Joel Silver looked it up and found me, and apparently he was like, "It's pretty good." So that's all I've heard about that. So, but as far as anybody else, I don't know. Possibly, I keep on trying to it'll happen someday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably, but nobody like necessarily like face to face do it. And I know I'm going to end up doing it. I'll do it. There's no way I'm going to stop. So hopefully they'll find it entertaining and not punch me in the face. Especially if it's Chris Hemsworth, because he could punch me in the face and I would die.
Well, he is a god.
Because he's a god. Yeah. He's the god of thunder. But Chris is really funny, actually. So he might be game for a little back and forth. It would be fun.
Well, now here's a interesting little thing I read about you, is the fact that you made a small film, a short film in the 90s, as an audition for a movie. And I know that the guy that's listening on the other end of this might not know this, but
you did your research, Wolfman. This is awesome.
Yeah, it was an audition for James Cameron Spider-Man.
Yep.
You were going to be Peter Parker.
I was going to be Peter Parker. I'd heard that James Cameron was going to, because James Cameron, for those of you who didn't know, was attached to do the Spider-Man movie. He was going to make it for years. And once I heard that he was attached, I was like, oh my God. I mean, this is James Cameron. This is my idol growing up. Like, I watched all of his stuff, and I knew that I wasn't really in a position as an actor to really maybe get into the room. And I went, you know what? I'm just going to make a short film of me playing Peter Parker, and I'm going to shoot it, edit it, and send it to his office. And I emptied my bank account and shot for 2 days. And it wasn't just me running around and I realized at some point, like, I know after this, everybody's going to be like, post it. I'll see if I can dig it up, and I'll let everybody be treated to lone defender.
So you're not running around in your underoos,
No. And in fact, I had this one epic shot because we shot on a roof on downtown LA, and before that, I had shot a sequence where he was putting on the suit, because I actually had a suit designed. I designed a whole suit for it, and we sewed it, and it was pretty cool. But it was only just for like a teaser at the end, because the whole thing about it was I wanted to make sure he saw me as an actor, not just as anybody can have a mask over their face. And thank God we had shot this kind of sequence of me putting on the suit like the day before, because we got to the day and we'd gotten this location just for the shot, and it was like the camera was coming up and like the wind, and here he comes up, and we've been loading things up through this elevator all day. And then we go back down to the truck to get the suit, which was in this really nice duffel bag, and it was gone. Somebody on the street, a bum or somebody, had been eyeing the truck, and when no one was there, they stole the duffel bag. It was the only thing that looked like it was new. So someday somewhere in downtown LA, there's some guy that's still walking around with a pretty cool handmade Spider-Man outfit.
So that guy that's out in LA, the like they all have those people that dress up in the cosplay and run around and bother people. That's where he got his suit.
That's where he got a suit. That's it. Stole it from me. He stole it from me. So it was a great, filmmaking, lesson too, because it was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And the crew was looking around and and I said, and I just figured out to shoot some kind of a different shot, and it ended up working perfectly because now that everybody's gonna be like, I got to see the Spider-Man movie. It ends in a much better way than it did before. But yeah, I made a Spider-Man movie. Yeah.
Have you?
I climb walls and all the whole shit. It's pretty cool.
Have you watched it since you made it?
I don't think I've watched it in years. I have it. Don't think I've watched it in years. I
see this as a. I see this as kind of a.
If enough people ask, I will figure out a way to I'll put it up on Vimeo or something like that. Because I don't. Yeah.
I see this as a special feature for holidays.
Maybe on the Blu-ray like extras.
Yeah.
Andrew's Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, the holidays, man. I mean, you're making a movie with Seth Green, Kevin Smith, Harley Quinn Smith.
Harley Quinn Smith. Yes. No, it was amazing. Yeah, that was it was a cool experience. It was a cool experience. And I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's really an awesome sort of messed up, weird, cool. I would be very surprised if you didn't see more holidays showing up down the line, because and I believe, is that true that we have a trailer for those people who haven't seen it yet?
We do have a trailer. Do you think Christopher Walken can introduce it?
I think so. Let me go see if Chris, can you come over here? Come on, don't give me attitude. Just come over here. Can you introduce it? All right, thanks. He's coming. Hang on. I hate when Andrew asks me to do this. So this is Andrew's movie, Holidays. It's scary, spooky. There's blood, guts, and stuff in it. So here's the trailer. Watch. Why are you still watching me? Watch it.
It's New Year's Eve. I have to be the most unromantic gal in the world to want to go home to a lonely apartment. Do you want to go back to my place and watch the ball drop?
Yep.
So that is the trailer for Holidays. This is Andrew Bowen. Andrew, I want to thank you for coming on Sit Down, man.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you for having me. Thank you. It was a jog down memory lane. It was awesome. Enjoy Seattle and the nice sunshine. Glad you're on the rain.
Yeah. I like to do a little bit of research. I'm glad I could dig up some things that, not others are talking about.
You are the research dynamo, man. That was good. I did not expect the Spider-Man movie. Did not expect that. That's cool though. It's good. Now I'm gonna go, after this is done, I'm gonna go downstairs and say, where is it? And find my digibeta, and then I'm gonna be like, gosh, are there even digibeta machines? And I'm gonna figure out a way to get it digitized, and it's gonna be a whole week of work. But
honey, have you seen my Spider-Man movie?
My Spider-Man movie. Really? She will know. It's good.
Oh, you're a blast to have on, man. Thanks again for coming.
Thank you.
For Andrew Bowen, I'm the 13th Wolfman, and of course, I'm on the prowl.
So, you're welcome. Boom!